Hello everyone, welcome to a special new video. This is the 1000 subscriber special. I wasn't totally sure what to do for this, but I thought putting this together would be a neat little idea and, you know, maybe people would be interested in watching some of the ones I point out here. So this is going to be my top 5 favorite LPs. This is ones that I enjoyed doing the most, some that did the best, some are my favorite for a variety of reasons, but mostly these are just ones that I really personally enjoyed. So some rules about this: it can't be something that is currently in progress. So I am currently in love with Ikenfell, and it would absolutely be on this list, but it's currently in progress as of right now, which is October 26th. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get in. So coming in at number 5, my 5th favorite LP, probably a surprise for some people, is Shovel Knight King of Cards. I had a really fun time recording that. I was always happy to record it. It's a good mixture of like card game battles and stuff while also having some platforming mixed in. It was just a really neat little adventure and a fantastic DLC for an already fantastic game that is Shovel Knight. So definitely my favorite part of Shovel Knight, I would say. Like, I enjoyed Shovel Knight and I didn't really play much of the other DLC, but I was absolutely in love with King of Cards. It has like a cool triple triad card system that was really neat and everything, so yeah, that one was super neat. So, my 4th favorite game, this is one people might have expected, one of my most popular series, if not my most popular series at this point. There Is No Game. Wrong dimension. This was kind of just a fluke. I recorded this out of nowhere, basically. I was like, well, I need something to go here, why don't I play this random game I found on Steam? I had never heard of the game that comes before this, There Is No Game. I had never played it, I'd never seen it, and I just hopped into this not really knowing what to expect, but a lot of people watched it, a lot of people had fun with it. I had a fantastic time with it. I thought the humor and music and the puzzles and everything were just honestly fantastic. There were a lot of really cool ones. There were some times that I got stuck, but there were also a lot of really neat puzzles in that game, and the game altogether was just fantastic. It told a great story, it had great humor, it had good music, it had good puzzles, it was just a fantastic little adventure, and probably one of the best point-and-clicks I will ever play. So yeah. And number 3, people probably expect, number 3 is Paper Mario: The Origami King. Origami King was fantastic for a variety of reasons. It was also a struggle for a variety of reasons for anybody that's watched Origami King. That was the LP that did not want to be LP'd. I kept having problems. It was my first time ever recording something on a console, well, my second time, but for some reason this time it gave me a lot more trouble. There was a struggle. I had to like cancel it at one point for like a few days, and I thought it was going to be canceled for good because I just couldn't get it to work. But I ordered a new capture card, and then things went fine, and it's honestly probably one of my favorite Paper Mario games now. It's up there with, maybe not quite at the level of Thousand Year Door, but very close to Thousand Year Door. And really the only thing holding Origami King back is just, honestly, just I'm still one of those people that enjoys the battle system and having like neat partners and stuff. We still got a little bit of that in Origami King, but I would have liked a tad bit more, but it's still a fantastic game, and I hope more people give it a shot, because I think it sold pretty well. I think it's like the best-selling Paper Mario game that's came out in quite a while, but I just feel it really deserves a look by everyone that really likes the Paper Mario series, because the writing and everything and the music was fantastic. The music, it has the best soundtrack of any Paper Mario game for me, personally. And the writing was there. Like, the Thousand Year Door writing that everybody loves, it was there. The only thing it was missing was the RPG combat, and I actually liked the puzzle combat. I didn't like it so much for the random battles, because the puzzles got a little samey at points, but you can ignore those. You can just run past enemies. But the boss fights were fantastic, and definitely a highlight of the game for me. Like, the boss fights were just so incredibly cool. I loved those so much. They always had a unique gimmick, and for better or for worse, that made it interesting. Sometimes they were really hard gimmicks, sometimes they were really annoying gimmicks, sometimes they were just super fun gimmicks, but it was just a fantastic game, and I really enjoyed Origami King when I didn't expect to, and I also didn't expect anybody to watch it, but a fair few people watched it, so thank you for that. Paradise Killer. Paradise Killer is number 2. I guess I should say that. Paradise Killer is number 2. People might be surprised by Paradise Killer being number 2, but I was absolutely in love with Paradise Killer. Like, Paradise Killer was utterly fantastic. I didn't know what to expect going in. I just played it because I was like, well, this seems interesting. It's like a whodunit anime game, you know? And what mostly intrigued me was the designs, like the character designs and stuff. But honestly, the music, the writing, the story, the characters, everything in that game was just fantastic. It was oozing charm and aesthetic that appealed to the hell out of me. So I was just completely in love with that game. I was intrigued by all the different things going on with the whodunit and all this, and I was connected to all the characters. I wouldn't say there was a bad character on the cast. I had a fun time doing voices for every character. It was just super, 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 super fun. I've never really played many games like that. I've watched some Danganronpa LPs, but I've never really played a like anime visual novel investigation thing, although I wouldn't say this one's a visual novel. It's more along the lines of Danganronpa, where you can kind of roam around and do things. But it was just a fantastic experience, and that's definitely one of the highlights of the channel for me, because it was something that was a little bit out of my comfort zone that I'm not used to, and sometimes those LPs are the best because it's not something I'm used to. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Paradise Killer. A fair few people watched it. I thought it was a fantastic little adventure, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on those for the future because they seem like something I'd probably be pretty interested in playing on the channel. And finally, my favorite LP, which I'm sure people expected, I'm sure people expected, is also basically my breakout LP, which is Bug Fables. I absolutely love Bug Fables. I consider it to be better than Thousand Year Door, in all honesty. It is a utterly fantastic game that does so many cool things. It does not just like lean on the Paper Mario kind of aesthetic and writing. It has more like mature writing. It has more interesting things happening. It has like political conflicts and all kinds of crazy things that just would not be in a Paper Mario game. And it has its own unique world. Like, they could have just, you know, made a generic not Mushroom Kingdom thing or something, but they were like, no, let's do an entire kingdom of bugs. Everything's small, and there's bugs, and there's different, like, political things going on, and, you know, some bugs don't like other bugs, and there's, you know, just all kinds of really neat stuff going on with the story and the characters, and all the characters. I love the 3 main casts. Like, V, Kabu, and Leif are fantastic. They all have these great character arcs where they evolve over the course of the story and learn and change, and it's just such a well-made game, and it's such a great adventure. You can tell that love was poured into it by someone that clearly appreciated the Thousand Year Door and things like that, and maybe not intended to make something better than that, but in my opinion, they succeeded in making something better than that. It's like Stardew Valley. Concerned Ape, the guy that made Stardew Valley, like, he loved Harvest Moon, and he was like, I want to make a Harvest Moon game that I personally would love to play, like a game for me as a super fan. And that's what Bug Fables feels like. It is a love letter to anyone that enjoys the Thousand Year Door and the Paper Mario RPGs of old now. It's just so fantastic, especially with the Mario and Luigi saga apparently dead because the developers are just done. I think the Bug Fables developers are definitely someone everyone should keep an eye on, and if you haven't played that game and you like Paper Mario, do yourself a favor and play it. It is utterly fantastic. Or you can watch my LP if you don't want to play it yourself, but I recommend playing it as well. So, yeah, that is definitely my favorite LP. Like I said, it was my breakout one. That was the first time I had a lot of people watching. I remember when I started the LP, I'm like, nobody's gonna watch this, but this game is too me to not play it. And a lot of people watched it. Apparently I was one of the few people on YouTube playing it or something, but I had been eyeing it for a very long time and was super excited when it finally released, so I'm happy people were able to enjoy that adventure with me. A lot of my subs that are still around came from then. I'm thinking of... well, Almond Joy came from Indivisible, but then we got Drake came from Bug Fables. Who else came from Bug Fables? I'm thinking of when Bug Fables came out. I had a fair few like normal people watching, There was a person named Fae Shift. I don't think they stay sub after Bug Fables though, but they enjoyed the LP. I'm probably forgetting some people and everything. There's of course I can't remember their name right now, but they're basically the person that recommended that I go back and complete the boss gauntlet in Bug Fables for my 500 subscribers special. I think they might have changed their name on YouTube or something, but I think they're still around. I think they might have changed their name to Juicebox. If that's you, you know who you are. Thank you for the support, and thanks for giving me that idea for the Bug Fables LP and everything. That was fantastic. So, alright, this video is getting a little long. So, now we're gonna do some honorable mentions, some things that probably would have made this list, but just barely got eked out by other things. This one's eked out because it's disqualified. Iconfell, like I mentioned earlier, it would be on the list, but it's not finished yet. It's not finished yet. So I'll probably do some more of these at other subscriber specials, just because I think it's a cool idea to get an LPer's opinion on what their favorite LPs are. So Iconfell will probably make it onto a list at some point. The second honorable mention is Inmost. Inmost was a fantastic adventure. A lot of people watched that. It was short, but it was fantastic all the way through. Just a nice, chilling adventure. A lot of people said it was the first time that they had cried while watching a game. A few people said it made them tear up. Like, it was a good adventure. I recommend watching that one if you hadn't. It's quite short. And the final one is Fae Tactics. Fae Tactics was going to make it on this list, but the only thing I could really see Fae Tactics replacing is King of Cards, and it's very close. They are very close in my heart. Fae Tactics was a fantastic little strategy RPG. If you're watching like Iconfell right now, it's similar to that, although less Earthbound inspired and more like Final Fantasy Tactics / Tactics Ogre inspired. It was great. It was fantastic. I was once again attached to all the characters. It was one of those games where I was excited to sit down and play it every single time because I just love that particular genre. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you once again for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm so happy. Like, when I started doing this, I just wanted to be able to make people happy and smile, because that is what LPs have done for me, and they've cheered me up in a lot of rough times, whether it be high school or college or hell, even job now. They do a great job of cheering me up and making me happy, so I hope I can do that for people, and you know, I hope everybody's happy with the stuff I'm putting out and everything. We'll probably have an update video sometime soon to give people an idea of what I'm thinking about next. But yeah, I guess we're gonna go ahead and end this off here. Thank you so much for the support, everyone. I hope people enjoyed this, even though it isn't some like crazy challenge or me completing the Origami King true ending. Because screw you, Shy Guys finished last. Screw you. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.